Prince Andrew never really leaves the news, but there's been a sort of tsunami of coverage over the last couple of weeks.
Buckingham Palace says that King Charles has started the process to strip Prince Andrew of his title.
This is a prince who had, until all this stuff happened, you know, he was decorated, his military career.
He's living in disgrace. He was stripped of his royal duties, and part of that is he's not really being paid by the monarchy anymore because he doesn't complete any royal duties.
So damaging about this email is that it actually highlights the cynicism in which he's approached this.
What's happened with Andrew losing his title and now her losing Duchess of York, it just proves that the York brand is totally toxic.
The man who once flew private jets and lived in a 30-room mansion now survives on less money than a London bus driver. Yet somehow, he still maintains that mansion, keeps horses in royal stables, and pays legal bills that would bankrupt most millionaires. This is the financial mystery that has royal insiders whispering behind closed doors. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's money trail leads through Swiss chalets, mysterious foreign buyers, and secret payments that nobody can fully explain. Even the king himself reportedly doesn't understand where all the cash comes from. Today, we're following that trail to its most uncomfortable conclusions. The numbers tell a story that doesn't add up. Andrew's only official income is a naval pension worth about £20,000 annually. That's less than what most British workers earn, and it's supposedly funding a lifestyle that requires millions. The mathematical impossibility of the situation has created a financial puzzle that grows more intriguing with each revelation. Before his spectacular fall from grace, Andrew enjoyed the cushion of royal privilege. His mother, the late Queen, provided nearly £1 million yearly in private support. The sovereign grant added more through official channels. When King Charles inherited the throne, he immediately severed these financial lifelines, leaving Andrew with just his modest pension.
King Charles is reported to have made the decision to axe the Duke of York's private security team that protects his Windsor home.
And this is largely due to leaked emails that have come from Ghislaine Maxwell.
To be simply Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor with no letters after his name, no styles before his name, and to lose those military connections as well will really sting.
The only declared income that we know of is a £20,000 Royal Navy pension.
All of this has been extremely damaging for the royal family. It's described Prince Andrew as a distraction.
King Charles is battling with Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson to convince the Yorks to move out of the Royal Lodge.
He's previously put £7 million of renovation money into the property.
The transformation from millionaire lifestyle to pension income should have meant immediate bankruptcy. Instead, Andrew continues living as if nothing changed. Royal Lodge stands as the most glaring contradiction in this financial facade. This Windsor Great Park estate isn't just a house. It's a sprawling complex requiring constant maintenance, security and staff. The property demands millions in annual upkeep, yet Andrew secured it with a one-time payment of about £1 million back in 2003. The lease agreement reveals he's paid only peppercorn rent since then, essentially living rent-free in one of Britain's most prestigious addresses. The renovation costs alone tell a suspicious story. Andrew somehow produced £7.5 million to refurbish Royal Lodge when he first moved in. This money appeared from nowhere in public accounts, raising immediate questions about its origin. Financial experts studying the transaction note that such a sum would have represented most of Andrew's theoretical net worth at the time. Yet he spent it on renovations while maintaining his expensive lifestyle elsewhere. Security costs present another financial black hole. Former royal protection officers estimate that guarding Royal Lodge properly requires several £million annually. Even with reduced protection following his disgrace, the basic security needs would consume multiples of Andrew's entire pension. The heating bills alone for such a property would stretch into six figures. Gardens, stables, and maintenance add hundreds of thousands more. The staff required to run such an estate would cost at least £200,000 yearly. The most troubling revelation comes from palace sources themselves. Senior royals and their financial advisors admit they cannot trace all of Andrew's money. In a family that meticulously tracks every penny of public and private spending, Andrew's finances remain mysteriously opaque. This opacity isn't accidental. It suggests income streams that even the monarchy prefers not to examine too closely. The Sunninghill Park sale remains the most notorious transaction in Andrew's financial history. The 2007 deal saw a Kazakh billionaire pay £15 million for Andrew's former marital home, dramatically exceeding its market value. The buyer never lived there, leaving the property to decay before eventual demolition.
Ever-evolving soap opera, that is, of course, what's happening over at Royal Lodge.
The layers of duplicity and shallowness, this is a new low.
There is a no-holds-barred, warts-and-all tell-all story waiting to be shared with the world.
The affairs of the royal family tells you that we are living in quite bizarre times.
Fergie's Epstein lies exposed in bombshell email.
I've got to say the King and Queen may be in Rome, but they just can't escape the ongoing scandals surrounding Prince Andrew, can they?
No rational business explanation exists for overpaying by millions for a house you'll never use. This windfall coincided suspiciously with Andrew's role as UK trade envoy, a position that brought him into contact with wealthy oligarchs and Middle Eastern princes. The timing and circumstances suggest the sale price included more than just bricks and mortar. Critics point to this transaction as evidence of influence peddling, though nothing illegal was ever proven. The Swiss chalet purchase in 2014 added another layer to the mystery. Andrew and his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, somehow acquired an £18 million property in Verbier, despite having no visible income to support such a purchase. Payment disputes dragged on for years, with the sellers threatening legal action over unpaid installments. The eventual resolution of these debts required money that Andrew shouldn't have possessed. Legal settlements have created the most recent financial crisis. The agreement with Virginia Giuffre reportedly cost around £12 million, a sum that would wipe out Andrew's entire supposed net worth several times over. Palace insiders confirmed the late Queen stepped in to cover most or all of this payment, creating serious friction with then Prince Charles. This bailout revealed Andrew's true financial position. He couldn't raise even a fraction of the settlement amount independently. The lifestyle Andrew maintains tells its own story about hidden money. Private jets don't fly on $20,000 a year. Ski trips to exclusive resorts require more than a military pension. The clothes, cars, and social activities visible in Andrew's life paint a picture of someone spending at least £30,000 monthly, not annually. Every public appearance raises the same question: who's paying for this? Several theories circulate among royal watchers and financial investigators. Some believe the late Queen established secret trusts or offshore accounts to support her favourite son. Others point to Andrew's extensive Middle Eastern connections from his trade envoy days, suggesting ongoing financial relationships hidden from public view. Investment returns from undisclosed portfolios could provide income streams beyond official scrutiny. The most uncomfortable possibility involves ongoing support from the controversial figures Andrew befriended during his working years. Arms dealers, property magnates, and political fixers populated Andrew's social circle when he had influence to trade. These relationships may have evolved into financial arrangements that continue generating income through channels designed to avoid detection. Recent developments suggest the money may finally be running out. Andrew's inability to provide financial guarantees for Royal Lodge indicates his resources have limits.
Andrew Windsor is spending his last weeks at Royal Lodge ranting to himself.
Pressure really mounting up on Prince Andrew, having already given up the use of his royal titles.
King Charles is very keen to move Andrew and his ex-wife Fergie on. He doesn't want them to live there anymore.
Putting pressure on Prince Andrew to leave Royal Lodge.
The Times newspaper here in the UK has published the details of Prince Andrew's leasehold agreement for Royal Lodge.
He's entitled to do what he wants, so maybe there's some plausible explanation.
How he funds the Royal Lodge, which has a significant rent, is pretty much a mystery now.
The King's decision to relocate him to a modest property on the Sandringham estate represents more than just punishment. It's an acknowledgement that Andrew can no longer afford his current lifestyle. This downsizing reveals the fragility of whatever financial arrangements have sustained him. The new residence solves multiple problems for the monarchy. It reduces Andrew's costs to manageable levels while keeping him under closer supervision. More importantly, it prevents the embarrassment of Andrew, defaulting on Royal Lodge's maintenance obligations. The King appears determined to force Andrew into a lifestyle that matches his official income, ending decades of financial fiction. The pattern that emerges from examining Andrew's finances shows a man living far beyond any legitimate means for decades. Every major expense in his life, from property purchases to legal settlements, required money he shouldn't have had. The explanations offered never satisfy basic mathematical scrutiny. Even accounting for past royal support and the Queen's interventions, significant gaps remain in the financial narrative. The implications extend beyond personal scandal. If Andrew has received unreported income from foreign sources, it raises serious questions about national security and influence peddling. The monarchy's inability or unwillingness to fully account for his finances suggests either incompetence or deliberate blindness to uncomfortable truths. Neither option reflects well on an institution that depends on public trust. As investigations continue and pressure mounts, the full truth about Andrew's finances may finally emerge. The combination of reduced royal protection, mounting legal costs, and increased scrutiny makes maintaining financial secrets increasingly difficult. Each revelation adds another piece to a puzzle that grows more troubling with completion. The story of Andrew's money ultimately reflects larger questions about privilege, accountability, and justice. How did someone with no job maintain a millionaire lifestyle for decades? Why did nobody in authority demand answers sooner? What other financial secrets remain hidden within the royal establishment? These questions deserve answers, not just for transparency, but for the principle that nobody should be above financial scrutiny. The evidence points to a man who traded on royal connections for personal enrichment, accepted money from questionable sources, and relied on family bailouts when consequences arrived. The lifestyle he maintained on paper versus reality represents one of the most glaring financial deceptions in recent British history. As his protections disappear and resources dwindle, the full extent of this deception may finally face the daylight it has avoided for so long. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.